I'm actually really excited that we are talking about Emanuel Ungaro because his legacy is incredibly fascinating and it showcases the rise and fall of a couture fashion house. It all started with Ungaro's father, who fled Italy because of the rise of fascism to raise his son in France and teach him the art of being a tailor. The skills that Ungaro acquired along the way led to him being an incredibly multifaceted designer. Ungaro eventually was known for his mastery of draping, his sophisticated lines, his bold use of color, and his pattern mixing. All of these were things that, when put together, his contemporaries were just not doing, and it made him incredibly unique in the fashion forefront. In the early years of his career, Ungaro honed his skills under the tutelage of legendary Spanish designer Cristobal Balenciaga, who taught him the value of precision. We can always talk about Balenciaga if you guys would like. This value for precision became the foundation for Ungaro's design philosophy. Impeccably tailored silhouettes, his meticulous attention to detail is seen very drastically or very specifically in his early works. So in 1965, Ungaro launched his own fashion house, and this dramatic, sensual style soon caught the fashion world's attention. I love this outfit. Well, Ungaro's brand became synonymous with Parisian chic, and it exuded this unique combination of elegance and audacity that really appealed to the modern 1960s woman. Eventually, the brand expanded into menswear, accessories, and perfume, which solidified itself on the stage of fashion. The real decades that peaked for this brand were the 80s, where we start to see the Ungaro woman really solidify as this incredibly powerful, unique concept. The peak of his career, Ungaro's fashion shows were a thing to see. This is young supermodel Iman, just looking fabulous. Ungaro's popularity, I think, isn't really known today, but I think that his design concepts are really felt today. Like this outfit, you could 100% have seen on the runway this past season. Plenty of designers are putting out this 18th century coquette style, very historically inspired look, this like doll-like look that is going down runways right now. And Ungaro was doing it, you know? I think that's really cool. Again, another Ungaro that is like very 1980s, but also very much so wearable today. But unfortunately, like any creative journey, Ungaro's fashion line also experienced its fair share of downs. After its popularity rise in the 80s and the early 90s, oh, chef's kiss to this outfit. I want this outfit so badly. The brand began to falter in the late 90s and early 2000s due to a series of very ill-advised business decisions and changes in creative direction. In like 2004, 2005, Ungaro actually retired and sold the label. He tried so hard to keep the brand alive, but he just couldn't do it. So he ended up selling it to an internet entrepreneur for $84 million. Okay, so here's some of the hot gossip pulled off the internet. So after the sale of the business, the label languished and there was just a revolving door of designers, right? And the last of which was Esteban Cortazar, and he was fired in 2009 when he refused to work with Lindsay Lohan. And then Lindsay Lohan was named the creative director of Ungaro. So after that controversial little moment, and then they hired Lindsay Lohan, which was heavily criticized, the brand's identity was just gone. Lindsay Lohan only lasted one season and she had to leave the brand, and she was not allowed to talk about it due to a legal contract. Despite the decline of his brand, Emanuel Ungaro's legacy still remains in the world of fashion. His talent is undiminished. His skills as a designer, his understanding of fabrics, his use of bold color, his pattern making, and his mix and matching of like textiles and his experimentation and his dedication to the art of tailoring like have all left this mark on haute couture. His designs, which were celebrated for their femininity and this like really cool audacity, this attitude that hadn't really been seen yet on a runway. You have to remember, this is like 1965. It's very different from what they were seeing on the runway in the 1950s. This all was so inspirational to designers then and designers today. The brand's fall from grace was a classic case of it losing its essence in the quest for reinvention. This has actually happened to so many brands. Once the lead designer that the brand really is based around leaves and it becomes part of a commercial product, this liquidation of concept and idea continues to happen. And unfortunately, due to all of that, it really struggled to maintain its relevancy, and in 2019, it declared bankruptcy. So after filing bankruptcy, the Ungaro brand really just focused on its perfume line, and Diva is one of its most popular perfumes. And then in 2023, the brand came back with a relaunch, where we see a play on the designer's original love for bold patterns and bold colors. And while I think that dresses like this and this are total hits because they really feel like what was happening here for Ungaro and also here with that draping. But the reality is that they are sad, sad shadows of what Ungaro truly brought to us as a designer with his skill level and talent. What the brand has done is it's trying to be more palatable to a universal customer. So we are seeing dresses that are very similar to dresses that we see all over the market. Is it Anne Klein or is it Ungaro? Is it Macy's? Is it from Nordstrom? We've all seen this dress before, and this is a little disappointing. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be shady. But the reality is, for a designer that's known for their draping, this is a very watered down version of what Ungaro was giving us in the beginning. And while the use of bold color and bold print are really fun for this line, these are just basic iterations of ideas that he already dreamed of. And these are all dresses that we've already seen before. So let me know what you guys think. We'll go back to this picture because his play with texture is just truly divine. And that's why I got so excited when I found this blouse of his at Goodwill. Look at how beautiful that is. You really cannot find fabric or textile play like this much anymore. And if you do, it's quite expensive, which is also, contributes to the problem. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. What designer should I do next?